C'est parti. Oh là là, trop stylé. Trop stylé. Oh!
Hello and welcome here to the Fall Guys HQ. I'm Leah Alexandra and today we're getting into all things creative because drumroll.
Frère, attends, pourquoi que c'est en...
Fall Guys Creative
c'est en allemand.
on the 10th of May.
C'est en allemand les refs.
With the launch just around the corner, we thought
Ils ont mis en allemand. Ils ont mis en allemand les refs. C'est bon. Attends, vous ne parlez pas allemand les refs?
That's right. We have so much exciting stuff planned for 2023 and beyond, and today we're going to take a sneak peek and meet the people who are making it happen. So, let's get into it. And where better to start than with a quick chat with Creative Director Joe Walsh. Hello Joe, and welcome to the beautiful
il est encore là lui du coup, ok.
Library. Now you are here to talk about creative, but before we do that, we've got a few questions about the direction the game has been going. So, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's been a long time in development, the new season update, and I think we want to mention that that's something that's kind of going to continue over the course of the year. We're looking to make some big changes to Fall Guys, and that means that seasons are going to get slightly longer to give us.
Ils sont un peu plus longs du coup, faut avoir le temps pour ces changements. Oula.
There's going to be big additions happening during a season as well.
Okay.
So you aren't going to get those long droughts of content.
Ah, merci. Il n'y aura pas de longue période sans rien. Merci.
It's always a hot topic with our community.
C'est un sujet sensible de la communauté, oui.
As we go into the new season, old rounds are coming back, some of them are going into the vault, but it's worth mentioning that these things are like really paying dividends for the dev team. It's allowing us to really focus on the launch of the new season of Creative, which is, yeah, a big change to the game.
So creative sounds like no small task. It must have been pretty difficult to implement such a huge part of the game. So I mean, how was that for you?
Yeah, it's been the single biggest change that we've ever made to the game.
Je vous dis les gars, ça va changer d'une manière totale le jeu, c'est incroyable. Ça va être incroyable.
The types of rounds that people want to make, like crazy ideas that we could have never thought of as developers. And this is kind of only the start of it as well. Like the creative that we launched with season 4 is just the beginning. We're going to be adding.
C'est que le début, donc ça sera ajouté directement.
New themes to creative as well. Yeah, it's all going to keep growing as we continue to support Fall Guys.
So
it really sounds like a cycle can develop. The players inspire the devs, devs inspire the players, and you all come up with something really interesting and unique together. But I mean, how is that going to shape the future of Fall Guys, do you think?
Yeah, so one of the main changes is that from now on, the dev team at Mediatonic are going to be using the creative tools to build levels for the game exclusively. That means that we can launch more content than we ever have before. With the launch of Season 4, we're going to be dropping over 50 rounds throughout the course of the season, which is way more than we've ever managed before. Another thing which is also really helpful is that for the first time we can start tweaking the levels over the air, so we won't need to push new updates live to fix bugs, which is, again, like a big problem we've always had with the game. So all of these things are just going to make the content so much richer and so much more varied from this point.
Ça va être incroyable.
And not to understate it,
ça va être incroyable. Plus de 50 manches. Plus de 50 manches ils ont fait là. Ils ont fait plus de 50 manches. Mais non. Alors ça les gars, j'étais pas au courant ça. 50 nouvelles manches. 50. Non mais les rêves, ça va être incroyable. Hein.
Fire that up in custom lobby with your friends or on your own. If you just want to play other people's rounds solo, that's totally fine as well. We're going to be kind of curating the best rounds that are trending as well. And so each week we're going to be trying to put live a sideshow of all the best content from the community. And you might even get your round into main show. We're also going to be adding and improving the discoverability stuff. So hopefully in the future it will just get even easier for you to find the types of rounds that you want to play.
Very cool. Another work in progress. It just keeps getting better.
Eh les gars, va falloir tryhard.
So you mentioned themes earlier.
Tu parlais des thèmes à l'instant. Chaque saison semble avoir un thème très spécifique. Attendez les gars.
Is this season any different?
Season 4 is launching with a digital theme. It's sort of a pastel vaporwave inspired theme.
Thème numérique les gars. Thème numérique.
A bunch of really cool
rétro gaming.
Digital costumes and a new obstacle called the Boom Blast
Regardez.
as well, which is sort of a
regardez-moi ça.
A punch glove and one of the lily pads as well. So something new
ça ce sont les maps du mode numérique.
On day one for you to start making levels with.
Incroyable, non? Vous kiffez les refs? Vous kiffez?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch more stuff. The show selector is getting like a fresh
Regardez, regardez le mode de menu.
Way more stuff live through the show selector.
Vous pourrez jouer uniquement à un round personnalisé avec 5 fragments de couronne et vous aurez aussi des modes 100% créatifs. Où est-ce que vous pourrez gagner une couronne? C'est-à-dire vous pourrez jouer au mode créatif et ensuite gagner des couronnes. Ça c'est incroyable. Vous ne serez pas obligé juste d'aller dans des parties perso, etc. pour faire avancer votre passe de couronne. Il y aura plusieurs passes VIP. Regardez-moi ça, les passes VIP. Il y aura chacun 40 niveaux. Il y aura 2 passes de combat par saison. C'est incroyable les rêves, c'est incroyable ce qu'ils font. Je vous ai dit les gars, c'est une dinguerie. C'est ouf.
Thank you so much, Joe. I cannot wait to dive in. And we actually have a sneak peek of the first Fame Pass right now.
Premier pass VIP. Attendez. On va voir les collabs. Oh, le pigeon! Le pigeon numérique, il est incroyable! Il est incroyable! Oh, c'est trop bien! Il est trop bien! Oh. Ok. Donc là, ça c'est hors collab du coup. Ok. Oh là. Incroyable. On vient de commencer, on sait déjà que la prochaine saison sera sur le royaume numérique. Ah, c'est trop bien. Je vous dis les gars, je suis trop heureux. 50 nouvelles manches le long de saison. Voilà. Tu en veux plus? D'accord. Alors là les gars, on va découvrir le mode créatif. Du moins, vous allez le découvrir.
Hi everyone, I'm Adina.
And I'm Max.
And today we're going to show you creative and build a round together.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it. So from the get-go.
Alors ici voilà, vous avez l'opportunité de soit charger vos levels, soit de créer le level. Ok? Donc là ils vont créer le nouveau niveau. Là tu peux choisir course, mais il y aura d'autres choses qui arriveront par la suite. Plus tard il y aura d'autres choix, mais on va faire une course pour l'instant. Okay. Là du coup il y a soit original ou thème rétro pour le moment. Pareil, il y aura d'autres modes qui seront à venir. Là, ils vont prendre le thème original du coup.
From the get-go, you're going to be greeted with a whole new UI that you're probably not used to seeing when playing Fall Guys.
Ok, donc là vous arrivez ici, ok.
You're going to want to acknowledge is that in the top left there's a checklist.
Donc là du coup il faut mettre une ligne de départ et une ligne d'arrivée.
You'll also see that you can move the cursor around with the left stick and obviously rotate the camera with the right stick. And we've got our start line here to get us started. A few things that when you're going to start building this round out is we've got our objects list. When you press right on the
là, il y a tous les objets.
You're greeted with a whole bunch of icons.
Donc ça, c'est tout ce qui résulte des plateformes.
So let's walk through it a little.
Let's go.
So we have our platforms tab, which is just our static geometry. Blocks and barriers, which are
donc là, il y a les barrières, les obstacles.
Aren't quite floors and walls, but rather small little obstacles you can place.
Là ici il y a les spinners. Là il y a tout ce qui est projecteur, balancier. Là vous pouvez avoir pas mal de choses. Et ça c'est les décorations à la fin. La petite finition. Les gars, je vais vous faire des maps de cinglés, je vais jouer à vos maps de folie, on va faire des concepts de zinzin, les gars, ça va être incroyable. La chaîne YouTube, la chaîne Twitch, la chaîne TikTok, les gars, je vais vous faire mais du contenu, mais de cinglés, les gars, vous n'êtes pas au courant, vous n'êtes pas prêts, vous n'êtes pas prêts. Il y a 1000 points de budget de construction. Comme j'ai pu voir, les plateformes, c'est par exemple 2 ressources, ça va.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into changing our settings here.
I think we should go for a medium.
You think medium?
Round.
Voilà, là du coup, le start, on peut le mettre de plus en plus petit ou gros. Voilà, là par exemple, ils l'ont fait en moyen. Tu peux vraiment le mettre en tout petit aussi. Ok, donc là ils refont un percu de porte. Là ils peuvent choisir le nombre de portes qui s'ouvrent ou le nombre de portes qui se ferment. Et ça sera random en gros. Il y a tout. Tu peux même les, tu peux même les mettre comme ça. Donc à la Squid Game du coup, tu peux les mettre à la Squid Game. C'est-à-dire comme si c'était des plaques qui tombent. Ça veut dire que il y a des modules qui existent déjà dans le jeu et qu'on a l'opportunité de remettre d'une autre manière. Et ça c'est incroyable. Ça va être sans limite.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go into our tools again. We're going to go to multi-select. This allows us to create a paintbrush and select the objects we want to copy.
Donc là, tu vas pouvoir sélectionner un ensemble de modules pour les dupliquer. Donc c'est-à-dire par exemple si tu fais un étage, tu vas pouvoir prendre l'étage complet pour le dupliquer. Tu vas gagner en temps incroyable.
Should we test that a little bit?
Yeah, let's give it a little test.
Là du coup, il va le tester.
Press the button on the controller that stays at the top.
Yeah.
And you can just dive in and
literally
it will,
at any time.
Yeah.
Of the process.
It will put you where you select your cursor, so you can test from anywhere.
Donc là, il teste du coup.
So we can see that works. Copy this, do the same thing.
Yeah, third row of it. And that's what's really fun also with creative is you can use any obstacles and just rotate them, try to experiment with them.
Do things that we would not normally done in our previous rounds.
Exactly.
So we're gonna copy some more platform, and I think this is a good place to get a little checkpoint in, which is sat in the platform section. Similarly with everything else.
Là du coup, le petit checkpoint, pareil, à mon avis que tu peux mettre plus petit ou plus gros.
Change the settings, make
voilà.
it smaller to meet what we want.
Tu peux le mettre plus petit.
Snap that in. Now I've got an idea.
Donc ça c'est les checkpoints.
I'm thinking we get 2 slime platforms on either side with a conveyor coming against us and some little bollards to make it a bit sneaky.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we're gonna just make that quite thin, drag that out. As you can see, we're just grabbing objects from the object pool, copying them, making them to the perfect size and just getting them in.
Ok, là tu peux mettre le slime, ok. Là ils vont mettre, ok, les bumpers.
Just so if we get a bunch of players funneling in, it's a little difficult. And then we'll copy these. So with the paint tool, you don't have to hold it.
D'accord, et là tu vois, tu peux copier tous les bumpers. Et hop, hop, il a fait copier-coller direct sur le côté, tu vois. Et vous avez vu tout ce qu'ils ont ajouté? Tout ce qu'ils ont ajouté, là les gars, on est à 243 de ressources sur 1000. 243 de ressources sur 1000. Ça va, hein? Il y a les portes, il y a ça, il y a le checkpoint. C'est pas mal, hein? Comme Fortnite en fait, ouais, mais avec le gameplay de Fall Guys. Qu'on kiffe tous.
We're going to get some hammers in there as well. Now hammers, similarly you might have seen sometimes they're like in this position in previous rounds. This time we're going to have them sideways. So you can use the same object in a different way to achieve the same goal.
Ah ouais, tu peux prendre le même objet et le mettre de différentes manières, voilà.
Now something you can do, if we go into play here, you'll see that they kind of go at the same time. And if that's what you want, that's great. But if you want something a little more chaotic, you can just put a little delay on them.
Perfect.
And then I'm thinking you get a checkpoint in there.
Et du coup, là du coup, il peut faire un délai du coup pour les désynchroniser.
Just copy this one. Because you know what? It saves time.
And exact same size.
Là du coup, il va voilà, là il va faire il va mettre le checkpoint, OK.
Yeah, so I was thinking that we could add a little bit of verticality again to the level because we went down. Let's go back up a little.
Yeah, no,
What do you think?
I feel that. I can feel
Du coup, OK, là ils vont refaire le haut, OK.
About creative, if you and your friends just want to get together, kind of bounce ideas off each other and just create something on the fly, you can do that.
Let's put a little drum on each of the path, adding a little.
Ah, c'est vrai, elle a un accent français, ouais. Les bumpers, les gars. les drums de la saison 1, personne les a vus parce que ça a commencé à partir de la saison 5. Vous avez vu comment ils sont? C'est stylé, hein?
As I said, like every object, these are customizable, so we kind of need the height here, so we're going to need to change the settings. We're going to need a larger
mur invisible, il n'y a pas de mur invisible là.
And then change the color, give it a little,
Par contre, tu vas pouvoir mettre des murs.
So let's get that in there.
Je pense que tu vas pouvoir mettre des murs.
There we go. A nice little ramp up to our
Awesome.
drums.
Now, after the drums, you can put little blocks, you know, to have a little platform to land on.
So let's do that, and then we'll cut this in.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly what I had in mind.
There we go.
Awesome.
I'm glad I'm reading your mind. So what are you feeling after this?
So I want to make them different, you know, like two different challenges. I was thinking for the left one, we could go with this fan, over there.
Okay, so let's get these fans in. You can see that when I try and place the object, it goes red. This is because the object itself is probably going to collide with the other object.
Let's change their settings.
Yeah, change the settings,
Anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
Normal as well. Give it a little bit of a delay, maybe. Yeah. Okay. And this one clockwise.
But
and fast.
Yeah, with a little more. I know.
Tu vas pouvoir accélérer ou inverser, du coup, mettre même des barres ou des choses comme ça, par exemple, sur les obstacles. C'est pas mal.
The rotating beam. Yeah, the rotating beam.
I'm already there. Same thing as the other side.
Alors, attention sur les décos maintenant, ok.
You can go in, play this, check this out. It's always worthwhile if you're going to build
incroyable quand même, ça va être incroyable. Et ça, les gars, ça, c'est des maps qui vont pouvoir vous faire qualifier du coup en... Vous faire qualifier et vous faire gagner des couronnes. Ça va être incroyable. C'est des maps que vous allez pouvoir jouer en mode comme si c'était en solo. Là, il a fait les deux checkpoints, ok. Oh, cette map horrible là.
Perfect.
And we get that last one in there. Change the colors, just, you know.
Tu peux changer les couleurs et tout aussi, ça c'est sympa.
Loving this, yeah.
Sympa.
Yeah, let's go.
Wonderful. And now I think
ils sont à 669, vous avez vu? 669 sur 1000 au niveau de l'utilisation des ressources. C'est propre, hein, vous avez vu? Vous pouvez faire pas mal de choses, hein.
So we have a little long ramp. I think we
can make it a little longer.
Yeah, a little longer?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're gonna
donc en termes de ressources, les gars, c'est pas mal, hein.
And then we're gonna get a second one.
On peut en mettre des choses, hein, ouais.
Make it steeper. Oh, we'll get that in
et là, on va avoir des grosses descentes.
Lovely. We can give that a little test.
Yeah. I love that we can't see the second one.
Well, this just exudes chaotic vibes. So let's keep this going.
I think you could add a little challenge to it.
Yeah?
And put some pendulums over there.
Oh. And then I'm thinking at the end of this.
On va faire plusieurs maps. Oui, bien sûr.
Right at the end.
Cheeky.
Very cheeky. Just
oh, le truc horrible.
Create a lot of momentum as well.
And then we're gonna, I think we can place our finish line.
Yeah, let's go.
And now, I think
ok, là du coup il met la limite. Il aurait pu la faire plus. Regardez. Regardez la map. Et encore là, il a pas fait design, il a pas fait tout ça, tu vois. Là, il a pas taffé le design. Là, il y a que le gameplay. Là, il y a pas le design, il a pas mis de barrière, il a pas mis ouais. L'impression il a pas ok, donc il le charge. Et pour le publier,
and we're gonna hit the publish flow.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's go.
Gives a little intro.
Ok, pour le publier, t'es obligé de. Ok. Pour le publier, t'es obligé de réussir la map.
Alright, so let's see if we can play this. Now,
yeah.
Là, du coup, il aurait pu mettre le. Ok. Bon, là, prenez. Ouais, là, il aurait pu mettre un mur devant, par exemple. Mais là, voilà, ils sont pas occupés du design, je pense.
Something to take in mind when you're building these out is that depending on the amount of players you're building for, you'll want to make sure there's space for players to get through. So whilst it may seem
imaginez-vous la map avec 40 joueurs maintenant. Imaginez-vous une map avec 40 joueurs là-dedans. Ça va être incroyable.
No fails yet. Yet.
I don't want to jinx it.
You know, we should have changed the pendulum timers.
Little delays.
But that's the thing, you can change the flavor to however you want it to, and you know. And I should have jumped. Okay, I'll make sure I jump this time.
Yeah, this time do not forget to jump.
Sometimes I'm just bad at that.
Got it.
Yeah, all right, we got there. So now,
non, je pense pas Bibule, vu qu'en gros ça fait... Les obstacles coûtent beaucoup plus cher. J'ai vu là, c'est 20 à 15. Alors que les barrières et tout, c'est du 2-3.
I think we're good for this run through.
So let's just publish this, and that gives us.
Là du coup il le publie et là t'as un code comme Fortnite. T'as un code Fortnite du coup les gars.
Put it out to online community and get players in your rounds.
Yeah, I hope this little run through gave you a good idea of what Creative can do. And yeah, it's all about build your round, play it, and share it with your friends and the community. We're super excited to see what you guys can come up with and what you're going to build.
Ça sera comme des codes Fortnite, ouais.
We're looking forward to play what you're going to make.
We've been doing this for a long time, so we're super excited to see the things that you folks create. But yeah, and I think that's it from us, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Catch you later. See you in another video. Bye.
Build, play, share. It's as easy as that. Remember, Creative will be launching with original and digital themes, and you'll be able to create your own races on launch. But we'll also be adding more round types, themes, obstacles, and music in future updates.
Lors de prochaines maisons. D'accord, ok. Donc on n'aura que 2 thèmes. Deux thèmes et on n'aura que... Ok, on n'aura que les courses. On n'aura que les courses et les 2 thèmes pour le moment. Ok, quel est les refs? Comme ça on pourra gagner du coin. Ouais, Ucox, ouais.
Finally, the Mediatonic team will be roaming through their favorite creations to add to
specially constructed
creator round playlists, and they will be in the live shows tab. Now, who's your favorite Fall Guys character? Are you a fan of the mysterious Silent, the ever-optimistic Pink, or maybe it's the mechanically minded Clovis? Personally, I'm rather partial to Banana, something about those eyebrows. Well, we're lucky enough to be joined by senior writer Murray Lewis, who's going to take us on a deep dive into the world of Fall Guys lore. Hello Murray and welcome to the library. We are surrounded by, if you have an eagle eye, you'll notice some of the characters here who do actually have quite a part to play in the narrative of Fall Guys. So as I'm introducing you to this library, why don't you tell us how you introduced a narrative to Fall Guys and what that's been like?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. You know, finding ways to introduce new characters, new stories to that world. It's very vibrant. It's very fun just to play around in, really. You know, having all these beans to tell stories with.
50 maps, les gars, vous vous rendez compte quand même? 50 maps.
The sky's the limit when you've got like such a
incroyable.
Open concept universe, right? As Fall
On débrief après les refs, ok? On débrief après.
At the moment, so why don't you tell us about who they are?
Yeah, so going all the way back to the beginning, the original launch of Fall Guys, we've always had Pink, who is our kind of every bean, and also introduced slightly later, but has been around again for a long time, is Clovis, who is Pink's best friend, and they are an engineer. And then we started to introduce more narrative-focused characters like Silent, who is a showrunner. They do their best to just create the best shows that they possibly can, but they also have this fascination with the world of Fall Guys and trying to find out a bit more about the history of the world that they're in. And then they're helped by Banana, who is their assistant showrunner. And then more recently, we've started to introduce characters like Hypebean, who you would have seen.
Ah, c'est vrai que lui, on l'a pas eu en skin lui. Hein. On l'a pas eu en skin lui.
A celebrity in the world of Fall Guys in the Blunderdome. And then we've also got Stash and Sally, who you would have seen at the end of that trailer, and also we.
Avec la moustache aussi, lui. J'aurais trop voulu l'avoir. J'aurais trop voulu avoir un skin avec une moustache comme ça.
Researchers that work with Silent.
Quite a big cast so far. I mean, is that going to continue to expand, or are you done?
No, absolutely. We've got lots of upcoming new characters. We would have seen King Poseidon that we introduced in this season in Sunken Secrets, recently emerged. And moving forwards into next season, I can now reveal a new character called Digi, that we're going to be introducing.
Ok, donc ça, ce sera le personnage de la nouvelle saison du coup.
At the moment, she's currently missing. So we're hoping to look into, you know, what happened to Digi, where has she been, what's she been up to.
Yeah, I love a good mystery. Okay, all right. Well, speaking of mystery, for the uninitiated, why don't you give us a recap of the main Fall Guys story so far?
I mean, if we take it back to when we first introduced Silent, it's a few seasons ago, we would have seen them initially putting together the plans to launch the satellite, which became the satellite of the free-for-all season. But they had a bit of an ulterior motive. So they weren't just doing it to broadcast the show across the universe.
Oh.
T'aurais voulu quoi d'autre, toi, Mammouth?
They also have this mysterious belt they've been holding on to. They don't know exactly where it came from, but they know it's not from the Blunderdome, and they've been trying to work out where it came from. And so they sent this satellite up in the hopes of finding out. But Stash and Sally, being Stash and Sally, kind of messed it all up.
Ok, 1000 c'est rien, c'est immense, les gars. C'est immense. Je peux pas vous en dire plus. Mais 1000, les gars, c'est large. C'est large de fou. Parce que là, en gros, j'ai l'impression qu'ils ont mis des trucs qui consomment énormément. Genre, les planches, je crois que ça doit être 50, un truc du genre. Il y a des trucs qui sont trop, il y en a qui sont pas assez. De quoi, 1000 en termes de budget? En termes de budget au niveau du créa.
To the source of this signal that Silent found.
Okay.
And that was the lost city. When they got there, it seemed empty, but turned out that the beans, led by Poseidon, were just hiding, just, you know, waiting in the shadows, being like, do we trust these beans? We've never seen these beans before.
Scoping out the newcomers.
On verra, Prison, on verra.
And then they've emerged now and they're happy to make friends.
So we've got to this point now where Digi has been missing for a little
while. Non, Gorkan,
absolument pas. We've got a mystery to solve there. So where do we go from here?
It's a good thing you asked.
Rien de ce que j'ai vu, ça coûte le même prix de copier.
The players can hopefully jump in and find out.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Murray. And right now we have a quick look at the teaser for Coin Quest. Check it out.
La course, normalement, elle doit durer entre 30 secondes et 1 minute. 30 secondes et 1 minute, en vrai de vrai, c'est ultra large, hein, le budget à 1000. Hein. C'est ultra large. C'est ce que je vois. Hein. Là, il y avait plus de 40 secondes. Hein. Il y avait plus de 40 secondes par rapport à ce que le gars a fait. Hein. Et il était à 700, je crois.
Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know to get you ready for the big release on May the 10th. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay.
Wait, I almost forgot. I promised earlier that we were going to look at what else is planned for the future. And I don't break my promises. So let's get into it. One little warning before we dive in, these features are very much still
Ces fonctionnalités sont encore en développement.
Which means they could change drastically before release or never even see the light of day outside of the Mediatonic studio.
Non, ça va mettre encore 15 ans, un truc de ouf.
Now we've got that out of the way, let's head back over to Joe for some exclusive details.
De quoi?
Welcome back, Joe. We've dragged you back in because we want to talk about some experimental features. And they
expérimental, alors, ne sont pas garantis, je dois les répéter. Oula.
Still very exciting.
Mais ça, c'est passionnant.
So, how does it feel to talk about these?
Yeah, it's certainly scary. We never really talked about features that were kind of early in
development.
Précoce. But I think it's really important that we take an opportunity to kind of show our players our ambitions for the game over the next years.
Putain, soit ranked, soit mobile, s'il te plaît.
Silly little jelly
soit ranked, soit mobile, s'il te plaît.
We love them so much, and I just think there are so many great ways that we can take this game. And yeah, wanted to have an opportunity to kind of peel behind the curtain a little bit and show what it's like to develop things earlier on in development.
So which features are you most excited about?
Power-ups is a way to kind of inject kind of even crazier gameplay into Fall Guys in a way that we haven't really been able to find space for yet. So kind of allowing Fall Guys to do weird and wonderful things and giving players the control over
c'est incroyable.
Something that I think is really cool. And all of this would kind of be delivered through Creative as well. So you could maybe
le double saut. Ah ouais, il y aura des il y aurait des power. Mais non.
Again, you know, we have to say that these might not happen, they might happen.
C'est incroyable.
Yeah,
c'est incroyable, genre t'auras un bonus en fait.
It's just fun to show demonstrations of really. Tether mode is something we've been making.
Le mode sanglé.
Oh, you imagine co-op Fall Guys.
Oh, incroyable.
Okay, all right. How does that
ah ouais, genre t'es avec ton mate. Et donc du coup tu dois réussir à gagner ensemble. Oh, c'est incroyable ça.
Oh my gosh.
C'est incroyable. Oh mais ça
doit.
Ah, c'est incroyable.
Troll or incredibly wholesome depending.
Ah, c'est trop bien.
And that's kind of one of the ways we've been looking at co-op gameplay in the game, for example. Like we know.
Ah ouais, vraiment le coop de zinzin.
Maybe not in a competitive setting, and we think it'd be really fun to kind of look at what co-op might be.
Ah ouais.
For example.
Ah ouais, des maps coop et tout. Incroyable.
Adding new movement to the Fall Guy in a way that's like even more adventurous than dive slide. So what would it feel like if you could
à la
into a ball and bounce your way around levels, bounce off into tangents and things like that.
Oh my gosh, that'll make tail tag even more.
Oh, le double saut sur le teco.
So yeah, lots to do there.
Attends, c'est une dinguerie ça,
kind of show the kind of
regarde, il avait un marteau. Incroyable.
Give people a sense of all the things that we want to do with the game.
Obviously,
ah ouais, ça sera la Sonic.
How far the game has come, but it's a very long way since its inception. But for you, that must be even more wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing ride. I think one thing we always wanted, you know, before the game even came out, we talked about one day allowing players to make their own levels, and so finally to be at the point where Creative has nearly launched is really exciting. I think Fall Guys is in a special place where, you know, anybody can make a level. Like, you just have to throw a couple of obstacles and a start and a finish line, and hope that this could be the opportunity for people who've maybe never tried their hand at game design before. But yeah, more generally, it's been a real ride. We haven't got everything right. You know, we've made mistakes over the course of development, and I kind of just wanted to take the opportunity to thank our players for sticking with us as we try and figure out the weird and wonderful world of Fall Guys. It's been a real journey, and yeah, excited to take the game from creative beyond into kind of weird and wonderful directions over the next few years.
Weird and wonderful, definitely the words I would use for it. Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you to all of you for watching at home. Remember, Creative does come out amazing.
Sortira le 10 mai.
So dive in and have fun.
C'est officiel. Le 10 mai, les refs. Ok, ok. Ça sortira bien le 10 mai. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, ça va être trop bien. Oh là 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 là. Donc déjà là ça c'est 50 maps en gros. Et ce qu'il faut se dire, c'est qu'on aura encore l'opportunité de recréer d'autres maps en plus. Oh, ça va être banger. Hein. Oh là là, la dinguerie. Trop stylé. Thanks for watching. Incroyable les refs. Trop bien. Trop bien. Bon alors les gars, qu'est-ce que vous en avez pensé ?